Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at 12 SUVs to not buy unless you hate money. Number 12, Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos might look like a smart buy at first, especially with a starting price of around $23,000. But if you actually plan on keeping your money for anything beyond routine repairs, this subcompact SUV might not be the best choice. In the long run, the Taos turns into a money pit. According to data from Consumer Reports and J.D. Power, the reliability score for the Taos continues to hover below average. That's not a one-time fluke, it's a trend. Owners frequently report engine stalling, electrical gremlins, and recurring transmission issues even before the odometer hits 50,000 miles. Volkswagen's limited warranty coverage of 4 years or 50,000 miles is decent, but when the average cost of out-of-warranty repairs can exceed $1,000 per visit, that warranty ends up feeling more like a teaser than a cushion. Real-world ownership costs for the Taos can creep past $8,000 within the first 5 years, and that doesn't even factor in depreciation. In fact, the Taos loses value faster than many of its competitors. By year 5, it can shed nearly half its value, dropping resale value into the $10,000 to $12,000 range for most trims. And with basic maintenance costs already higher than most Japanese rivals, this SUV becomes less of a daily driver and more of an expensive experiment. If your goal in 2025 is to save money and drive something that won't constantly need attention or budget-stretching repairs, the Taos simply doesn't make the cut. Number 11, Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer has long been marketed as the go-to SUV for families, but in 2025 it's more of a wallet drain than a practical investment. With a starting price hovering around $38,000 and higher trims climbing past $50,000, you'd expect long-term durability. Unfortunately, that's not what most owners experience. The Explorer continues to rack up complaints related to engine issues, transmission hesitation, and chronic electrical problems, and many of these problems show up well before the 80,000-mile mark. While Ford provides a 3-year or 36,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, it's not nearly enough. After that, repair bills begin to stack up. One engine replacement can cost over $6,000. Transmission repairs can cross the $4,000 mark. Even smaller fixes like water pump replacements or exhaust system faults regularly exceed $1,000. Ownership costs tell a similar story. According to multiple ownership cost analysis tools, the Explorer can demand more than $9,000 in maintenance and repair expenses in the first 5 years alone. Throw in software issues and infotainment glitches that require constant dealer visits, and the time you lose dealing with problems becomes just as valuable as the dollars you're throwing away. If you're shopping smart in 2025, the Explorer doesn't justify its price tag, not up front, and certainly not down the road. Number 10, Jeep Compass. The Jeep Compass continues to tempt buyers with its rugged looks and affordable starting price of around $28,000, but what you're really buying into is a cycle of disappointment and repair bills. In 2025, it remains one of the least reliable compact SUVs in its segment, backed by years of owner complaints and subpar ratings from nearly every reliability watchdog. It might make it to 100,000 miles if you're lucky, but not without testing your patience and your wallet. Underneath the surface, the Compass is plagued with issues that start early and stay persistent. Engine stalling, rough shifting, powertrain hiccups, and endless warning lights become part of your driving routine. Transmission replacements, expect quotes north of $4,000. Electrical issues, you'll be visiting the service center more times than you'll care to count. And those expenses add up fast. The average 5-year repair and maintenance costs can push past $8,000, which is absurd for a vehicle that's not even delivering a premium experience. Resale value is another slap in the face. After just 5 years, a Compass can lose as much as 55% of its original value, bringing trade-in numbers down to the $12,000 to $14,000 range, assuming it's in decent shape. Add in a cheap feeling build and a ride quality that does little to justify its price, And what you're left with is an SUV that feels outdated before it's even paid off. For anyone trying to keep their finances intact in 2025, buying the Jeep Compass is like tossing cash into a bonfire. It's only a matter of time before it all goes up in smoke. Number 9. Lincoln Navigator. The Lincoln Navigator tries hard to convince you it's worth the prestige price tag, but in 2025, it's more of a high-maintenance liability than a luxury SUV. With a starting price near $85,000 and fully loaded trims crossing $100,000, this full-size SUV should be the definition of reliability and longevity. Instead, owners often find themselves dealing with repeated mechanical issues before even hitting 70,000 miles, an embarrassing reality at this price point. Air suspension failures are all too common and can cost more than $3,000 per corner to fix. Turbocharged engine problems and faulty electronics only add to the headache, often requiring multi-day dealership visits. Despite the glamour on the showroom floor, the Navigator has ranked below average in long-term dependability according to multiple automotive research firms. After the standard 4-year or 50,000-mile warranty runs out, you're exposed to a world of expensive repairs that can total over $10,000 in just 5 years of ownership. Depreciation hits hard, too. The Navigator drops nearly 60% of its value by year 5, with resale numbers often dipping into the low $30,000 range depending on condition and mileage. For those thinking long-term in 2025, the Navigator is a poor choice. It's not just the upfront cost that's painful, it's the ongoing expenses and rapid value loss that really sting. Number 8. Infiniti QX50. The Infiniti QX50 tries hard to look like a premium compact SUV, but in 2025 it still struggles with the same identity crisis and reliability issues that have haunted it for years. Priced at around $42,000 to start, this SUV falls into that awkward category of being too expensive to justify its flaws and not refined enough to stand alongside luxury competitors. The biggest problem. It just doesn't last. At the heart of the QX50 is its variable compression turbocharged engine, a technology that sounds impressive on paper but has proven unreliable in real-world use. Many owners report engine knocking, sudden power drops, and poor throttle response. Replacing major engine components can cost upwards of $5,000, and issues begin appearing before the vehicle crosses 70,000 miles. Add to that regular complaints about the CVT, which is prone to failure and costs over $4,000 to replace, and you're looking at a ticking financial time bomb. And don't expect to recover much of your money when it's time to sell. The QX50's resale value drops hard, with some trims depreciating by more than 50% by year 5. In a segment full of more reliable and longer-lasting options, the Infiniti QX50 is a money drain dressed up in premium clothing. And in 2025, it's a poor investment for anyone thinking long-term. Number 7. Nissan Murano. The Nissan Murano, once seen as a stylish midsize crossover, is now an aging SUV that feels stuck in a previous decade, both in performance and durability. Priced from around $38,000 in 2025, it demands more cash than it deserves, especially when its long-term reliability falls short in too many key areas. The Murano's biggest issue lies in its aging drivetrain. It still relies on a continuously variable transmission that has a well-documented history of premature failure. Replacing it can cost over $4,000, and it's not uncommon for CVT issues to start creeping in before the 90,000-mile mark. Beyond the powertrain, electronic systems in the Murano are a frequent complaint. Malfunctioning backup cameras, sensor failures, and glitchy infotainment systems have all been reported even in newer models. Nissan's warranty of 3 years or 36,000 miles often expires before most of these issues surface, leaving owners with no choice but to foot the repair bills themselves. In just 5 years, owners can end up spending over $7,000 on maintenance and fixes, and that's if nothing major breaks. Depreciation doesn't offer any favors either. After 5 years, the Murano loses more than half of its value, often landing in the $15,000 to $17,000 range depending on trim and mileage. In 2025, putting money into a Nissan Murano is like paying premium prices for yesterday's technology with tomorrow's repair costs. Number 6. Volkswagen Tiguan. The Volkswagen Tiguan might have sleek European styling, but owning one in 2025 is more like signing up for a costly subscription to the service center. Starting around $31,000, the Tiguan aims to offer a blend of practicality and refinement, but falls flat when it comes to long-term dependability. The problems don't take long to appear either. The Tiguan's track record for reliability is among the worst in its class. Engine misfires, oil leaks, turbocharger faults, and electrical system failures begin popping up before it even hits 60,000 miles. Fixing those issues isn't cheap. A turbo replacement can cost over $2,500. Electrical problems, especially with the infotainment and safety systems, are frequent and can result in a series of visits, each ranging from several hundred to over $1,000. Then there's the infamous timing chain tensioner issue that still lingers in newer models. If it fails, the repair can run upwards of $3,000 and often without warning. Volkswagen offers a 4-year or 50,000-mile warranty, but once that expires, the Tiguan becomes a financial liability. In 2025, the Volkswagen Tiguan may attract with its styling, but the hidden costs, frequent issues, and rapid value loss make it a poor decision for anyone hoping to get lasting value out of their SUV purchase. Number 5. Chevrolet Blazer. The Chevrolet Blazer may try to turn heads with its sporty design, but underneath the aggressive styling lies a crossover that drains your wallet faster than it delivers satisfaction. In 2025, the Blazer starts at around $36,000, but that's just the opening act. Once the odometer starts climbing, so do the problems and the repair bills. The Blazer struggles with long-term reliability, especially in models equipped with the turbocharged engines. Owners frequently report issues like oil consumption, overheating, and random check engine lights as early as 60,000 miles. Repairs for engine-related faults can easily exceed $3,000, and GM's spotty service network doesn't exactly make the process smooth. The transmission isn't off the hook either, with gear slipping and hard shifts reported, fixes often landing in the $4,000 to $5,000 range once out of warranty. Speaking of which, Chevrolet's basic 3-year or 36,000-mile warranty doesn't do much when problems appear in year 4 or 5. To make matters worse, the Blazer doesn't hold its value well. It loses over half of its worth within 5 years, dropping resale value to the $15,000 to $17,000 range depending on trim. All in all, the Chevrolet Blazer is the kind of SUV that punishes you quietly, through depreciation, mechanical setbacks, and relentless repair bills that make you wish you'd chosen something built to last. Number 4. Cadillac Escalade. The Cadillac Escalade may carry a reputation for status and size, but in 2025, owning one is like volunteering to burn through cash with every passing mile. With a starting price of around $84,000 and fully loaded versions pushing well past $110,000, the Escalade positions itself as a luxury powerhouse, yet consistently underdelivers when it comes to reliability and long-term value. Mechanical problems are far from rare. Escalades are notorious for air suspension failures, transmission breakdowns, and persistent electrical gremlins. If the 10-speed transmission acts up, which it often does before reaching 100,000 miles, be prepared to spend another $4,000 to $5,000. Cadillac offers a basic 4-year or 50,000-mile warranty, which might seem generous, but most big-ticket problems start rearing their heads once that coverage ends. Over the first 5 years, ownership costs for maintenance and repairs can exceed $10,000, not counting insurance premiums that are significantly higher than average due to the vehicle's cost and repair complexity. In 2025, the Cadillac Escalade may look like the ultimate American luxury SUV, but its reliability issues, staggering repair bills, and rapid depreciation make it one of the worst long-term investments in the segment. Number 3. Volvo XC60. The Volvo XC60 is often praised for its clean Scandinavian design and high safety scores, but in 2025, it remains a luxury SUV that quietly empties your wallet over time. Starting at around $46,000, the XC60 presents itself as a refined and tech-forward choice, but the ownership experience tells a more frustrating story. Volvo's reputation for durability has taken a hit in recent years, and the XC60 is no exception. Engine-related complaints, particularly with the turbocharged and hybrid powertrains, surface early, often before 70,000 miles. Repairs to those systems can cost anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. Even routine maintenance isn't budget-friendly. Simple services like brake pad replacements or oil changes can cost nearly double what you'd pay on a Japanese or Korean competitor. By the end of 5 years, total repair and maintenance costs can easily exceed $9,000. And despite Volvo's 4-year or 50,000-mile warranty, most of the high-ticket items show up shortly after that coverage ends by design or by bad luck. When it comes time to sell, the XC60 drops value fast. After 5 years, it can lose more than 50% of its initial price, sinking resale values into the low $20,000 range depending on condition and mileage. In 2025, the Volvo XC60 might look smart and safe on the surface, but for buyers who care about long-term savings, it's a financial drain disguised as a luxury daily driver. Number 2. Land Rover Discovery. The Land Rover Discovery may look like a rugged luxury SUV built for adventure, but in 2025, it remains one of the most expensive ways to lose money on 4 wheels. With a starting price around $60,000 and upper trims soaring past $75,000, the Discovery positions itself as a premium off-roader, yet fails to offer anything close to long-term reliability or value. Mechanical issues start early and escalate quickly. Engine oil leaks, suspension failures, and faulty turbochargers are common, often appearing before 80,000 miles. Repairing a failed air suspension system alone can cost upwards of $5,000. Even basic maintenance like brake jobs and fluid flushes run higher than average, driving up annual ownership costs to nearly $2,000 per year after warranty. And then there's the resale value. The Discovery depreciates like a stone. After 5 years, it's common for resale prices to drop below $30,000, slicing the vehicle's value in half or more. In 2025, the Land Rover Discovery is a textbook example of high upfront cost followed by long-term regret. The constant repairs, expensive upkeep, and brutal depreciation make it one of the worst financial decisions in the luxury SUV space. Unless, of course, you hate money. Number 1. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Jeep Grand Cherokee has long been marketed as the do-it-all SUV, but in 2025 it continues to be a masterclass in financial disappointment. Starting at around $41,000 and climbing past $60,000 for higher trims, it demands a premium, and then returns the favor with a flood of reliability problems and costly upkeep. Powertrain issues remain a serious concern. Owners frequently report problems with engine overheating, transmission slips, and even complete drivetrain failures before reaching 100,000 miles. Replacing a transmission can cost upwards of $4,000. Engine repairs, especially on V6 and V8 models, routinely exceed $5,000. Even with Jeep's basic 3-year or 36,000-mile warranty, many major issues surface just outside the coverage window. Maintenance and repair costs easily top $8,000 to $9,000 within the first 5 years. And don't forget about the advanced tech features that break more often than they work. Air suspension failures and active safety glitches routinely rack up additional 4-figure invoices. In 2025, the Jeep Grand Cherokee may look like a solid investment on paper, but in reality, it's one of the fastest ways to drain your savings in the SUV market. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.